Minokme, Minokme, spring, Minokme. Minokme, spring. Potawatomi people did things in cycles. We observed the moons, which indicated certain times for us to do certain activities. The spring was a time of renewal. It was a time of growth and escape from the cold northern winters. Minokmuk means in the spring. The arrival of spring was noted by the arrival of the thunders. We traditionally believe that during the winter the spirits and earth were asleep. During the spring you also had the arrival of the cranes from their southern migration. You'd also see different bugs and frogs emerge from their winter slumber. The first flower to arrive in the north is the trailing arbutus. Many call the trailing arbutus the Potawatomi tribal flower. In different communities the months vary, as does the weather. Some of the major differences are between Kansas and Michigan. There are certain things which just don't occur in Kansas, such as maple syruping. For March in Michigan we have Namubnageesis, sucker moon, and also in Wisconsin Namubnageesis. And then in Kansas you have Jijak-geesis, which is crane moon. So you have Namubnageesis, Namubnageesis, sucker moon, Namubnageesis. And in Kansas you have Jijak-geesis, Jijak-geesis, crane moon, Jijak-geesis. In April you have in Michigan Zispaktoke-geesis, Zispaktoke-geesis, which you also have in Wisconsin, which is maple syrup month. In Kansas you have Bagon-geesis, Bagon-geesis, which is bark peeling moon. In Kansas you don't have the right conditions to do that maple syrup, and you really need it to be extremely cold for a long period of time and then have a real abrupt warm-up for that sap to flow, and we just don't have the right conditions for that in Kansas, or in Oklahoma for that matter. That's why you see a lot of maple syruping that goes on in like Vermont and up north. But again, Zispaktoke-geesis, Zispaktoke-geesis, April, Zispaktoke-geesis, or Bagon-geesis, Bagon-geesis, April, Bagon-geesis. In Michigan, they say Getagon-geesis, Getagon-geesis, or gardening moon. And they have Bagon-geesis, or bark peeling moon, Bagon-geesis in Wisconsin. And in Kansas, they have Damon-geesis, Damon-geesis, strawberry moon. Because certain things, depending on the area you're in, they tend to mature faster, so have certain plants become ready earlier or later, depending on where you live. So, again, Getagon-geesis, Getagon-geesis, Bagon-geesis, Bagon-geesis, or Damon-geesis, Damon-geesis. Spring was not only a time for playing in crops and giving thanks for not only surviving the cold winter, but also for blessings on the upcoming planting season. Traditionally, we would have a seasonal feast to celebrate and prepare for the upcoming year. Some holidays we have, and some of these are holiday words that we had to coin ourselves because they didn't used to exist. For example, Wiyeshke-geejik, Wiyeshke-geejik. April Fool's Day is just Fool's Day. Wiyeshke-geejik, Nenayam-geejik, Nenayam-geejik. Mother's Day, using Nenayam, the more slang term for mother, Nenayam-geejik. Mkadeke-geejik, Mkadeke-geejik for Lent. Fasting Day, Mkadeke-geejik, because in Lent you don't eat certain things, certain meats. And then Easter is an interesting one, as are some of these other holidays. It really depends how you see the world. If you're more of a religious person, there's one way to say Easter, or if you're non-religious, there's maybe a different way you could say Easter, mainly because the words are very descriptive and they describe what each of these days means. So it depends how you see the world. But Wau-geejik, Wau-geejik, Easter, Wau-geejik, literally egg day. Jesus ga bezugwit-geejik, Jesus ga bezugwit-geejik, Easter. Jesus ga bezugwit-geejik, the day that Jesus rose. Okay, these are some of our springtime words. How? Il.